Not gonna lie, it feels rather reminiscent of April 2019 today, as there's absolutely nothing officially stated about Call of Duty 2022 here outside of the fact that it's a sequel to Modern Warfare 2019. But today, we're already getting some reports about the next Call of Duty to follow in 2023, or perhaps to some people's interest, a lack thereof of one. Today, we're breaking down a bombshell report that breaks the ice on something that hasn't been done in nearly 20 years of Call of Duty. Today, we're breaking down the report that Call of Duty is taking a year off in 2023. As we go along, leave your thoughts down below. Like the idea, dislike the idea, think this is necessary, whatever the case, drop your thoughts below. If you enjoyed the video, do me a favor, drop a like on the video. And if you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button to stay there with all things Call of Duty related. As spring rolls around here, we're going to be getting into a lot regarding information, presumably of what is going to be Modern Warfare 2, perhaps a new major update for Warzone for the anniversary, and much more. So stick around here on the channel if you guys are new. And finally, if you guys would like to support the channel a little further, an entirely optional way to do so is by using code espresso in the in-game shop with the support a creator function. It's an entirely optional way to do so, so don't ever feel pressured to, but if you end up ever using it, tweet me a picture. I'd love to shout out some of your generous support in upcoming videos. That said, let's jump into it because this is some pretty big stuff. Again, if you guys remember back in April of 2019, we had some information about COD 2020, which we know then to be Black Ops Cold War, but we knew more about that than we did Modern Warfare 2019. Hilariously, that bombshell back then that detailed how the game was in disarray and Schreier needed to jump in to finish things up came actually 2 days before myself and a few others in the press went out to Infinity Ward for a closed-door debrief about the upcoming title of Modern Warfare 2019, ahead of the full announcement that was going to follow a few weeks later, so that people could get their things like articles, videos, whatever, completed and ready to go. And today is kind of the same thing. I first saw this from Roundhill Investments, though it's made its rounds now through everybody, insiders like Tom Henderson, Charlie Intel, even to the man who wrote and broke the story, Jason Schreier, who at the time, his article was not up and live, but the initial report was that Activision is to delay next year's Call of Duty game, and that 2023 will be the first time in nearly 2 decades that the franchise will not have an annual mainline release. A new Call of Duty game is still set to be released this fall, that being, of course, COD 2022, likely Modern Warfare 2, with the source of all of this being Bloomberg. Again, tying back to Jason Schreier, who does do the writing for this kind of stuff for Bloomberg, who's broken incredibly big stories and even Call of Duty ones in the past. So the likelihood here of this right off the rip was something that was very plausible. And looking at this entirely, holy crap. That is something that I don't think any of us here have ever really considered to actually be possible. The fact that we take a year off, given how much each initial launch boosts the sales here for Call of Duty. That is insane to consider, that we're going to get an entire year here without a mainline title. So that means that Treyarch's next title here, next up in line for the development, will be coming in 2024. Now, before we break down the implications here of what this means, there were some additional details here for this report. From Tom Henderson, the delay to Call of Duty 2023 will not only make for a more polished product, but the first current-gen only Call of Duty title, which kind of ties back into some rumors and speculation that there was here from insiders beforehand about Modern Warfare 2 being available on last generation, which is your Xbox One, your PlayStation 4s, and everything like that here, as well as being predominantly, though, marketed and built out for the current generation of PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X, and what's to follow here for the next couple of years. Now, that said, that's talking about the mainline title. There was that rumor here that we'll see Warzone 2 be, air quote, current gen, or I guess next generation only here going forward, where the support would not extend backwards to PlayStation 4, to Xbox One, and things like that. So that is kind of an independent, different situation and scenario, but that's something that seems that next Treyarch title will be the first next-gen only game, which probably makes a little bit more sense. Of course, give them more time to develop it, but also then allow for the market to regulate itself here. I mean, there's still a ton of people that can't find PlayStation 5s, Xbox Series X's, and things like that. So to be able to end up having that extra time also helps out that problem at hand. Now, from the Bloomberg article, though, it does say that Activision plans to support Call of Duty 2022, which is again rumored to be Modern Warfare 2, with a steady stream of content for 2 years, including the new Warzone experience, that being Warzone 2, likely coming around this time in maybe like March or April as of next year, shortly after the launch of Modern Warfare 2. Now, it also is stated that this decision was made because of Vanguard's shortcomings with the launch, whether it be because of the setting or the game itself. It's stated that Activision executives made the decision because Vanguard failed to meet that expectation. And as somebody that has kept up with Call of Duty for the last 10 to 15 years here, it is totally understandable. It is fatiguing to see a new game every single year, and so when one doesn't appeal to the mass audience, one isn't as complete as you may expect, that of course then definitely pushes the idea of, okay, just hold off a year and release something that's complete and a little bit better a year to follow. But seemingly Vanguard was a catalyst in the decision to delay Call of Duty 2023. And that actually does check out, because last month when it was reported about the whole Microsoft acquisition of Activision, it seemed like we'd end up getting the next two titles, Modern Warfare 2 and then Call of Duty 2023, still tied to that PlayStation deal. So what that means then for that, we have no idea just yet, but it seems like we can see that from afar these plans have changed for visible reasons. Now, what is probably one of the biggest curveballs out of this is that it's stated that Activision is working on other projects to fill the gap next year. A Call of Duty game set to come out this fall will receive a steady stream of additional content, and there will be a new free-to-play online title next year, said those familiar with the project. So that is something that is insane to consider, that maybe we'll be getting another free Call of Duty experience. But from what Charlie Intel reports, this isn't Warzone Mobile, which was my first initial guess here, that's been reported to be in development for about a year now at this point, where there's a public job listing that led to quite a bit of a flurry of speculation regarding that. But if it's not, I got no idea what that could be. Though whatever it is, apparently Treyarch is now also helping with that free-to-play title. So we'll see what happens with this. Maybe they end up making that DMZ Escape from Tarkov mode actually something that does go free-to-play and standalone eventually, like Warzone did, but we'll have to wait and see. But overall, this is a lot to digest. But when you think about this in the terms of what's upcoming, truthfully, I'm all for this, man. If the last 2 years have been any indication, to have two games that seemingly were rushed, didn't have as much content as we may have hoped for at launch, to have so many bugs and problems with them and everything like that, to be able to get a polished build by taking a year off, I am 100% for that. And when it comes down to just Treyarch and the next title they're working on, I'm happy that those people over at Schreier working there will finally have some non-crunch time to work on a game, or hopefully not. Black Ops 4, if you guys remember, was crunched all the way because there was just no campaign. There was dissatisfaction in the direction the story took. They were running out of time, scrapped it, then crunched the rest of Blackout, which was even described as a miracle that it worked on launch. Then they went right into that during the main year of support for Black Ops 4, still keep in mind, to then trying to salvage what was worked on with Cold War, with Raven and Sledgehammer. Then they went right into Vanguard Zombies and ranked play, no time off there for what we see here within Vanguard. Then if there wasn't going to be a delay, they'd have to turn around and then start working immediately on a full complete offering for 2023 after Modern Warfare 2. So to finally give them a break and the chance to work on a project that is fully built out, polished and everything like that, that is something that we haven't seen for quite some time. And so for Treyarch, knowing the past caliber of games they've had, being able to have a full developmental window now thanks to a year off, I'm incredibly excited here for this. But what that means for content here coming for the presumed Modern Warfare 2, I'm still excited for what that may mean also. More seasons, more steady content. We've heard that rumor that Modern Warfare 2 Remastered's multiplayer, which was scrapped in 2019, having that content come over, some more maps, more weapons, that'll likely embolden the content offering for not only year one, but also year two. The Modern Warfare universe, the storyline coming and continuing with that, still drawing in such a large audience, both new and old returning players to the franchise. Warzone 2 coming likely at some point early 2023, maybe DMZ if that is the new free-to-play standalone offering. That is something that would offer a ton of content opportunities and a lot of grind-worthy content if you guys pay attention to what Escape from Tarkov already currently offers if you've played around with that. So there's going to be a lot of stuff here. The one thing that I will say as a content creator, a little bit selfishly, is I'm not going to lie, I'm a little bit nervous being entirely transparent for you. Each year, whenever a new game drops, that's the peaks that allow for vast expansion of audiences. So not having that as of next October, November, certainly is kind of terrifying to consider. But at the same time, with bigger and better offerings coming potentially on a more regulated schedule, it also might not be the worst thing here, just content-wise as well. So all around, I'm excited for what this may mean, and of course to hopefully then have a polished product here in 2022 with Modern Warfare 2, no reports of any turmoil in development for this game, and then 2 years later to follow the first year off, having that full developmental window and exclusive for next-gen development. I'm excited to see what Schreier can craft up. But that said, that is the bombshell information here that we have, that the next 2 years, next 2.5 or so, may be something that is an entirely different landscape from what we're used to as a Call of Duty fan from the past 20 years or so. But that said, that's going to wrap it up. Just want to fill you guys in here. So let me know your thoughts down below. What are you guys thinking of this? What do you think is going to happen? Is it good, bad? Whatever the case, drop your thoughts down below. But if you enjoyed the video, do me a favor, drop a like on the video. And if you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button so you don't miss a single thing regarding all things Modern Warfare 2, Warzone 2, COD 2024 now at this point. Whatever the case, we got you covered here on the channel. So if you guys are interested, hit the subscribe button. That said, thanks so much for watching. My name has been Espresso. I'll see you guys later. Take care and peace.